Hello guys and welcome to a new Steel Division video today by me Vulcan. Today I have for you game 2 in a best of 3 between Walther and Robert, and this is the lower bracket round 1 in Chickendew's European tournament. Today we're seeing Carpiquet Duellists, and on the allied side Walther with the 1st Panther, and on the Axis side Robert with the 12th SS Panther. So in the last game we saw Robert do really well with the 15th Infantry Scots versus Walther's 91st Luftlander. The overwhelming armour that the 15th Infantry could present definitely left the 91st Luftlander with not many options, and then those options just didn't work out. So Robert picked up the first game. Now it's Walther's chance to come back, and he's chosen the 1st Panther in order to do so. But it looks like he is going to be up against a boy to Firefly in this one. Staple start for an open map with the 12th SS. This is Carpiquet Duellists, of course, and the boy to Firefly, pretty decent choice. He's just got to be very decisive with it, because otherwise Walther could maybe play around it. I don't know, it depends. It depends how aggressive Walther's going to be in this game. But we do see that boy to Firefly there. It's going to be accompanied by a 257. I really like that. Having a mortar support your boy to Firefly is very important, not only to kill AT guns, but also to give smoke to your Firefly if it gets in trouble. Because that's 200 points invested in one tank in phase A, it's very easy for it often to get overrun. If, for example, an airstrike comes in and pins it down, and then it gets charged by a Stuart or something silly, and that finds a side shot and gets the kill. That's how you lose your boy to Firefly unnecessarily. But a mortar can kind of give you that security that means that if your boy to Firefly gets pinned or becomes under pressure, you can smoke it off and get it out of there whilst it's falling back. The 1st Panther, in order to counter that boy to Firefly, they can either avoid it entirely or they can use hurricanes. And hurricanes are something that's definitely prevalent with the 1st Panther. They do, I believe, get rocket hurricanes in phase A, but it will be a matter of whether or not Walther actually brings them in his division. Let's have a look at the other units though. There's a unit of spear troop down here. There's a unit of Panzer Grenadiers, unit of Panzer Grenadiers for the mid, spear troop for the top side, and another Panzer Grenadier there. I think I would have preferred another spear troop for the mid, but maybe he couldn't afford it. Over on the side of Walther, he is going to be investing in both a Cromwell 6 and a Stuart 5 on the top side. He's got his 2 units of Streltsy here. He's got a Recon Infantry and a 2-star 6-pounder. Very nice. There is Recon Infantry heading to the mid, which will be slowly but surely making their way across the airfield, I'm sure. That's going to be accompanied by a Streltsy for the bottom side hangars. There's a there's a unit of Streltsy here. They're a bit late to the party. Going to be fast moving to the bottom side to join this 6-pounder, this other unit of Streltsy, and the command carrier with the command infantry. There isn't really much to stop the boy to Firefly other than an AT gun. But AT guns, they are actually pretty good at putting pressure on a Firefly, because the Firefly can't engage at that range. So like a AT gun can engage a boy to Firefly at 1000 meter range, but the Firefly cannot fire back because it does not have HE on its main gun. It only has the 600 meter range Browning 30 cal mounted on the hull. So AT guns are a pretty good counter to Fireflies early on, but then again that's the reason that you bring a mortar carrier with it, and Robert has done so. Right, on this top side, it looks like Walther's making a lot of ground with this infantry. The Streltsy getting quite far up, going to be engaged upon though by these Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers going to be able to make both of them unload. Now the Cromwell 6 and the Stuart's going to be opening up. Can Robert see many of these forces? I assume he can. Yes. So it'd be likely to see the Firefly come to the top side, and just as I say that, I think he's given it an order to fast move up there. He needs to use his boy to Firefly to kill off the Cromwell 6, otherwise that will just put infinite pressure onto his infantry. And the main issue with spending 200 points on a boy to Firefly early is you leave holes in your line. He doesn't really have a solid defense up here. I maybe would have liked to see the Panzergrenz maybe in this bunker instead, as it sort of stops this little salient forming. But these Panzergrenz, I'm not entirely sure why they're out in the open. That confuses me a little bit. You can't afford to be aggressive when you're relying on a boy to Firefly. Same goes on this bottom side. It's unnecessary to push with the 251 here and these Panzergrenz. Because look what's happening. These carriers are going to come around the corner. They're going to pin down the Panzergrenz and the half-track very easily. And that's just both going to get forced back. And then you're going to leave yourself with what? Just a mortar to defend? And that's not going to be good enough against moving infantry and an AT gun. Like, your boy to Firefly isn't there anymore to cover that off. I guess the investment in the 259 might be enough to kill off both the command carrier and the universal carrier. But I still feel like this is a very risky move. You shouldn't be moving your Panzer Grenadiers that aggressively. Your Firefly is zoomed up to the top side. Walther's playing around it very well. He's seen the Staghound here is actually fast moving to the bottom side of the map now. I think, honestly, Walther's just doing the avoidance tactic, which is like, just go wherever the boy to Firefly is not. So the Staghound now zooming down to the bottom side will be actually a really good counter to the 250-10. Also might find a shot onto the 257, whilst the Firefly isn't there to stop it. And we do see the 251 go down. It looks like the 6-pounder picked up the kill there. So Herr Robert investing in the Firefly has basically left him in a bit of a pickle so far. He's found a salient in the middle of the map, which has left the map at 50-50, even though he is at a disadvantage on the bottom side. But I wonder how long this is going to last, because the Staghound is arriving down here. The Jeep's busy killing off this Panzer Grenadier. The 259, I'm not sure if it's going to be able to kill this command carrier. Looks like it's just struggling to at the moment, and the 2-star 6-pounder is getting shots on target, so yeah, that 259 is going to have to retreat. Staghound has found shots onto the 259, and now the boy to Firefly is having to fast move to the bottom side of the map. And the speed of this Staghound just quite simply catching Herr Robert off guard. We do see the 251 here also being killed off. It's right in the face of the Stuart 5. The 6-pounder has been put on return fire here, assumably to stop the boy to Firefly from spotting that, or the boy to Cromwell. But the recon's gone here now, and the half-track for Herr Robert, and the Firefly is busy moving to the bottom side. Does manage to kill off the Jeep that was trying to take advantage of the salient. The Staghound though is zooming up and is going to be engaging the 259. Actually manages to kill the Panzer Grenadier reinforcements. That is a absolutely amazing kill there for Walther. Also we see the command carrier take out the Panzer Grenadiers. And look at this. I think Walther's going to try and go for the surrender, but I don't think he realises there's a 259 right here. 259 going to get the side shot. And the rear shot, honestly. Wow. I feel very sorry for that Staghound crew. They got made into mincemeat as those 20mm rounds flew through them. That was unfortunate. Staghound there could have very easily stopped and maybe taken out the 259 as well. So that's a shame. 6-pounder here. Oh dear. Boy to Firefly is in range of that. Staghound's open, or not Staghound, Speed Throop have opened up onto the 6-pounder. Going to try and prevent that 6-pounder from being accurate. Might even end up getting the kill onto the 6-pounder. That'd be a very nice kill for the Speed Throop there. Good trade indeed. Panzer Grenadiers on their way. They really want to stop these rifles, these Streltsy, from getting to these buildings. It's very important. It's very important indeed. Because otherwise these Streltsy will be hard to dislodge for sure. So the Panzergrens get into position. 259's in position here. That's going to hopefully ruin these Streltsys. Yeah, it looks like these rifles aren't going anywhere today, aren't going to get surrendered. But meanwhile on this top side, Boy to Cromwell's under pressure. Panzer Grenadiers have been pushed back. Boy to Firefly is moving now back up to the top side, but hasn't found any kills yet. This Boy to Firefly quite simply hasn't done anything yet throughout this game. And that is a big problem, because it's supposed to give you a big advantage in phase A, but he hasn't found it. He hasn't found any kills. Walther's been microing around this boy to Firefly really, really well. It's been really, really fun to watch. Oh, and the Stuart one shot onto the boy to Cromwell is absolutely devastating for Herr Robert. That is nasty indeed, because now there's one less tool that Herr Robert has to take care of the 6-pounders. This 6-pounder can quite simply just attack move towards this boy to Firefly all day long. Pack 38 has been brought in. We'll be able to slow down the advance of this universal carrier, probably kill it off, and yeah, just make it surrender possibly with the Panzer Grenadiers there. In the bottom side, ground is being made though again. 259s starting to run down some of the infantry. See if this command infantry can get a Piet shot off. That's going to be pretty important to watch. Also, we do have a Staghound on the way. Here we go. Piet shot. It misses, of course. Why did I think anything different? Command infantry doesn't hit anything with Piets. Who am I kidding? Staghound, though, can continue to engage the 259, although it has just managed to break line of sight, so not anymore. 257 going to be using the smoke to just cover that off, and that might be a nice idea in order to get close and personal with the Staghound with the 259s, and then find a kill that way. Boy to Firefly. Can he find the shots onto one of these tanks? I don't think he can. He's just quite simply engaging Streltsy right now with the 30 cal. 6-pounders engaging the Wirbelwind. And we even see the Stuart 5 sneaking around there for a shot. Wirbelwind managing to break the line of sight though. Very important that he doesn't get these units killed. Like a Wirbelwind, I like the choice of the unit. It prevents hurricanes from ruining a day. But this Firefly still hasn't found a kill. Managed to get the track wheel destroy onto the Stuart 5, so I expect this to be a kill now. Yeah, okay, finally. One kill for the boy to Firefly. We got there, guys. But now we have the Staghound and the Cromwell 6 advancing on the bottom side. There's also a Stuart 5 coming down here. And this Firefly, once again, is going to have to zoom down to the bottom side to save the day. Meanwhile, this Cromwell 6 is just going to start beating on this AT gun and the infantry on this top side. That Panzergren's getting forced to fall back. Recon squad's still moving up. And that's actually probably going to spot the AT gun out of Herr Robert. So yeah. Walther knows what's coming. Let's see, shall we? If Walther can continue this aggression, even in the face of a boy to Firefly, and win himself the first game in this series. It'd be good to see a comeback for sure, because then we'll get a game 3 out of this series, and everybody loves a game 3. They get incredibly intense. Right, Cromwell 6 is engaging the Panzer Grenadier here. We see the Staghound not quite in range to use its machine guns, which is unfortunate, but we do have the Stuart 5 on the way. That's now fast moving in this direction. And 259s will really struggle against the Stuart and the Staghound. So I'm loving the unit composition from Walther. And now he's just got more infantry flooding in. He's even got a Firefly 1C on the field. And this could be used to either counter the boy to Firefly or just present a threat that Herr Robert is going to have to deal with. Now as we move through the phases, there is going to be Panthers coming out, but it's not going to matter if his boy to Firefly dies just like that. The 6-pounder on the airfield took the first shot. The 6-pounder near the hangars takes the second shot and finds what I believe was a side shot onto the Firefly. Firefly goes down after getting 1 kill and 1 kill alone. 59% territory lead in favour of Walther. Fantastic job just avoiding that boy to Firefly for so long. It's left him with so much pressure on the map. Like, look how many units there are in comparison between the two players. It's absolutely enormous right now. Herr Robert's going to have a real hard time holding on. He's got a Panther D rolling in, but I feel like investing points into the Panther D is going to be the same as investing the points in the boy to Firefly in phase A. He's just not going to have enough of it, enough availability of units to stop Walther from just going around him. Walther's just going to avoid the engagement with the Panther D. He doesn't need to attack that. All he needs to do is kill off the units that are being left behind. And here he nearly finds a shot onto the Wirbelwind. Firefly does have HE on the side of the first Panther, so he's going to be engaging the Panzer Grenadiers at 1,200 meter range. I'm not entirely sure if that's what he's intending to do though. Got to be very careful with this Panther D. I assume he just saw it, which is why he's now backing up with the Staghound and Stuart 5. The Stuart 5 though and Staghound are both very fast, and they can use this sort of tree patch here for cover if they need to. Okay, there we go, Panther D getting into line of sight of the Staghound. Only going to take a couple shots to force that Staghound to fall back, and then the Panther D will have all day to find the kill. Okay, looks like it was just about broken there. Walther getting it behind those trees. Very important indeed. Meanwhile, infantry is still pressing on down on this bottom side. Panzer Grenadiers slowly but surely being pinned down, but the Panzer Grenadiers are not allowing them to surrender. The hangars have almost been fully taken on the other side of the airfield here. Look at this combination of units. We've got the command carrier, Cromwell 6 and the Cromwell 5 all just hammering away at these hangars, and that's just giving slowly but surely more availability, or more territory, sorry, to Walther in this game. Hurricane Mark IV is going to come in with the two 15 HE power bombs. Going to be trying to make that Panther fall back, and he has. Oh, this is, oh my lord. The Stuart is going to be opening up onto this Panther, and we see the Staghound trying to now run that down. Whether or not he can find a side shot with either of those vehicles, I do not know. But in my opinion, it would definitely be worth trying to get this Staghound to just like fast move all the way down this road, through the middle of the hangars, and try and find the surrender there. That would definitely be the better choice than trying to go for the penetrating shot, because it's going to be quite hard to get through the Panther D's armor. I think these Panther D's even have like 7 armor on the side, so it's still like too high for a Staghound to effectively destroy at that range. But we still see some smoke come down here. I believe that was this 257 smoked off the Panther D to avoid it being killed off. But with the Panther D being forced to fall back, the Staghounds can now put pressure on the 259s, and we see now the Mustang Mark III going to continue to keep that Panther D pinned down. Cromwell 5 is going to be bouncing the Wirbelwind. We do see a Jagdpanzer IV on the field. That hasn't killed anything significant just yet. It's currently going for the shot onto the 6-pounder. This 6-pounder is going to be able to open up as well though. Wirbelwind has gone down. Mustang's continuing the strafing run. 259s are forced to fall back. Nothing can stop these Panzergrens pushing forwards. The command infantry has been taken out on the bottom side, and the rifles are just running them down. Chelsea there just doing really, really well. Another Hurricane Mark IV coming in. This time going to bomb the Jagdpanzer. Looks like the Panzerwerfer took out one of the 6-pounders though. Herobert there using half of the rockets on one of the 6-pounders. Going to try and use the second half of the rockets on this 6-pounder. Doesn't manage to find a direct hit though, so the 6-pounder going to remain alive. Cromwell 5 going to be trying to take advantage of the pinned Jagdpanzer and take out the Panzerwerfer. And this Staghound getting very close to the Panther D. Can he still see that Panther D? He can. Actually, no, never mind. That's wrong one. Okay, there we go. Yeah, he can see the Panther D. So he can maybe try and bomb that again, and then get the Staghound to engage it very close up. This Cromwell 5, though, has managed to kill off the Panzerwerfer here. Gets attracts wheel damage from the Jagdpanzer. I think, honestly, keeping that fast moving forwards would have been a better idea than trying to fall it back there. Because then he could continue to fire at the Jagdpanzer on the left without being hit by the one on the right. But now it seems like that Cromwell 5 is kind of doomed. Oh, this Staghound sneaking. Staghound sneaking. Panther's going to open up onto the Cromwell. That's going to be a rear shot. Engine destroyed. He's not going anywhere, and that turret isn't turning anytime soon. Oh, this is a beautiful, beautiful positioning from Walther. Gets the rear shot into the Panther D. Panther D down 4+4 on the board for Walther. And, well, after being taken out so convincingly by Herobert in the first game, seeing this play in the second game is really, really promising for the third game, where hopefully both players can get back on their feet and give us a good show, because Walther just really doing fantastic. Taking out now the 259s one by one with the Stuart 5 here. The 259s just really struggle to engage the Stuart 5 because they have 800 meter range, right? So, and that's 4 AP at 800 meters. Whereas the Stuart 5 at 800 meters had 9 AP. So, no problem in taking care of a 2 armor unit. As long as it actually hits the mark, of course. Now with both the Staghound and Stuart 5 opening up, that 259 is dead. Reinforcing infantry is on the way down here. But those half tracks, it's only a matter of time until the Staghound gets onto that road there and manages to kill off the half tracks before that infantry even gets into the right location. We even see the bombing strike coming over, Hurricane Mark IV once again. And I don't think, honestly, that Robert can afford to purchase a plane at this point to, like, stop this Hurricane from just running all over him. A bombing strike, pinning down the Jagdpanzer. Now the Firefly can just zoom out here and get the kill. This Jagdpanzer is still causing issues, but I mean, look at the territory. It's just so insanely in favour of Walther right now. And any attempt at trying to make background is just not working. Internal fragments for this 259 pretty much disables it. Got some weapon jam as well. Panzer Grenadiers might be able to get in range of the Staghound here. But here we have the Firefly 1C now engaging the Jagdpanzer. There's plenty of time on target unless the Jagdpanzer hide itself. And there's not enough recon here to keep spotting that. So it managed to hide itself for a little bit, but it's going to come back out in the open. That engagement's going to continue. Ooh, Befell Panzer IV. Going to do the job before the Panzer Grenadiers can. Gets a kill onto the Staghound. But now 15 seconds left until phase C. I don't think it's really going to matter for the 12th SS Panzer, since all of this infantry is just slowly but surely solidifying the positions that Walther has. And eventually this Firefly will kill the Jagdpanzer unless it just kept missing and not penetrating. Looks like there, Bomber and Mustang managing to take out the 6-pounder spotted by the recon. And in stark contrast to the first game, it seems as though the kill death is going to be completely in favour of Walther in this game. He managed to use his Stuart there to kill off the Verbelwind that was coming in with his Panzer IV. I think that was basically his last chance. Now Panzerwerfer coming in, but that's going to be in direct line of sight of the Firefly if he's not too careful. Just with this Firefly so far up, any reinforcements that come in that aren't like a Befell Panther are just going to get killed off at this point. And it's only 35 seconds until victory for Walther anyway. So, yeah, with that +4 on the board for so long now, a dominating performance from Walther. And dancing around that boy to Firefly was just absolutely beautiful to watch in the early game. And you saw him how he did it. He used the Staghound, which is a very fast unit, to take advantage of the 259s on the bottom side, whilst the boy to Firefly was distracted on the top side. And that's all it took in order to gain himself a nice advantage, allow his infantry to push across and take land. It looks like the Stuart might have just gone down there at the end. But either way, after 21 minutes and 31 seconds, Walther is going to be victorious with 1,525 kills to 845 losses. So that brings it back to a 1-1. Robert here needs to get back on his feet after that one and put up a good fight in the third game of this series, which I'm hoping will be an absolute cracker. As for kills, we've got Robert losing his Boyter Cromwell and 251 to the Stuart 5. It's not what you like to see. We see the Cromwell 5 picking up the Verbelwind and the Panzerwerfer, and this 6-pounder ended up taking out the Boyter Firefly. Staghound there, really nice play. Distracting the Panther D with the Cromwell 6, coming up its rear with the Staghound and getting the kill. Really nice. Then we see a Stuart 5 coming in. That took out the 3 259s, the 257 mortar half track, and also the Verbelwind there. Firefly didn't pick up many kills in the end, only the Pioneer, and that Hurricane Mark IV getting the bombing strike onto the Pack 38. But those Hurricane bombers, very useful in the later game in order to stun the isolated units like the Panther D, like the Jagdpanzers. Bringing them in one by one is just waiting for them to be like stunned up and just killed off. And even with the Verbelwind, like the Verbelwind got killed off. So that's just a mistake, not microing it properly, not keeping it safe enough. And well, losses for the first Panzerner. Looks like the Panzerwerfer there took out the 6-pounder, didn't it? Then we see a Jagdpanzer taking out another one. Those Jagdpanzers are actually really good counters to 6-pounders because they just can't be penetrated from the front armor very easily. Staghound was taken out by a 259. That Staghound just got a little bit over aggressive. Ended up getting shot up the rear by 20mm auto cannon fire. Otherwise, well, if that Staghound hadn't died and killed off that 259, I feel like this game would have been over even quicker. But fantastic job by Walther in this one. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. And make sure you check out the channel for the third game of this series, which will hopefully be a really good one. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.